He was calling, David Benavidez, beg your pardon, when he was calling you out and saying he wanted to step in the ring with you. Not many guys have been trying to do that, and he did. He's been saying that he wants to fight, opportunity to collide, T-Mobile Arena. Did you take that as a sign of disrespect, or is it the fact that, hey, I'm undefeated, I'm a guy who brings a lot of viewers and fans to the arenas, and he wants to test his skills against me?
No, I didn't take that as disrespect at all. What I took as disrespect is the stuff you're saying, that he was being really disrespectful. But other than this, like, these are the type of fighters I want to fight. I want to fight the people that they have confidence in themselves, that they think they're going to go in there and knock me out, that they say that I fought somebody like him. At the end of the day, he's never fought nobody like me. And I'm going to prove everybody that there's levels to this. And I'm not playing when I say I'm going to break his mouth, because that's exactly what I'm going to do.
It's been a long time coming. You know, we've done a lot of international travel, a lot of international fights. So we're not new to these big stages anymore. You know, this just feels like another day in the office. We're meant to be here. You know, we've done our apprenticeship. This is just all through to the labor. You know what I mean? We've built this division on my back. You know what I mean? So it's good, I'm ready. And I'm sick of these interviews and I just want to fight. Yeah, I believe all my last opponents have. You know, I've sat down and had table faces and stuff with them, and they've all had that fire in the eye. They've all believed that this is their world champion. Just like I believe this is another stepping stone to my journey to greatness, to becoming the undisputed. But without getting the job done on the 8th, it all means nothing.
The countdown is almost over. David Benavidez and Julian Love came face-to-face one final time before fight night, creating a tense atmosphere during the closing press conference. Both men spoke with complete confidence as bold words were exchanged, giving fans one last preview of what they can expect before these unbeaten fighters finally settle everything inside the ring.
I've been chasing these big fights for quite a while. I want to call myself undisputed, so you know, it is what it is.
David Benavidez described his matchup with Jose Uzcategui as the biggest fight currently available in the division, explaining that it was the challenge he had wanted all along. He made it clear that avoiding dangerous opponents has never been part of his mentality and insisted he was stepping into this bout fully believing he would come out victorious.
That's definitely a fight I want. Like I said, I'm not scared of nobody. This is monster.
As the conversation expanded beyond this matchup, attention quickly turned toward what a victory could mean for David Benavidez's long-term future. Robert Garcia explained that Benavidez still has plenty left to accomplish before thinking about moving into the heavyweight division. According to Garcia, his priority should remain defeating elite-level opponents and proving himself against the very best before considering an even greater challenge.
A couple fights that I would love him to do, maybe at that same weight, or maybe go down to fight Bivol and Better Biv, and the other one is what that other cruiserweight that signed with Sufa.
Jai
Opetaia.
Yeah.
I don't know if that fight could even be done now that he's with Sufa and what belt they're gonna fight for, whatever. I don't know. But those are 3 fights that I would like to see Benavidez take. But then
much of the confidence surrounding Benavidez comes from what happens after the opening bell sounds. Malik Scott praised his relentless work rate, explaining that Benavidez breaks opponents down by constantly moving forward while throwing punches at an exhausting pace. Scott added that sustaining that pressure from the opening round until the final bell is what truly separates him from many of boxing's top fighters.
Showing what he's shown on Saturday, not only is he one of the best fighters in the world, to me, Benavidez is the most dangerous fighter in the world, and I'm including all divisions. We could talk about Shakurs, we could talk about Haney's, we could talk about all these Usyks and guys that's better than him technically. But I'm talking about as far as danger zone. When you are in the fight of your life from round 1 through round 12, David Benavidez, I've never seen nothing like him before. I've never seen hand speed like that on a consistent basis. I've never seen extension.
Zab Judah expressed a very similar viewpoint. He explained that David Benavidez has a distinctive style that consistently creates problems for anyone standing across the ring from him. Judah highlighted Benavidez's non-stop pressure, his ability to change the pace, and his willingness to adjust during a fight as qualities that become even more dangerous once he finds his rhythm and begins controlling the action.
It's a good fight. I like it. I still say the same thing now. Never stoppage.
Same way, easier, harder fight.
It's probably gonna be done. I mean, listen, man. I predict the same thing. Because it's a new style. David Benavidez has his own style in boxing. He has his own. He's the first fighter we know with his style. And coming up with his style, he mastered it. So there is no real defense for the style yet. There is no real, you know, how does the blockage go? How does it go? Like, I never see, they don't teach no shit that, you know what I mean? So until somebody can come up with, until they can learn the style completely, you're not gonna know how to defend against it. We gotta see it some more, you know what I mean? So shout out to David Benavidez coming up with his own style. That's crazy. And the switch. Crazy. My guy, he's the first guy with it. What up? I'm saying it.
You know, when
Don't
you look
make David cut that switch.
Stephen Edwards, however, considered Jai Opetaia a legitimate world-class threat. He praised Opetaia's outstanding size, athleticism, and natural ability, saying those qualities make him one of the most difficult opponents in boxing. Edwards also emphasized that Opetaia remains composed even under pressure, a trait that allows him to compete confidently against the very best fighters in the sport.
He's explosive, and David gonna have to be careful. That ball hit you with a left hand, he can knock you out. And he's a southpaw, so he'll have some built-in advantages. He's just it's not a skill thing. He's a different level athlete than what El Zurdo is. And he's young, and he's mean, and he's gonna be fighting hard. I think David might know a little bit too much for him. I think he might be a little bit too skillful for him and be a little bit too slick, but his raw athleticism and punching power is something.
Floyd Schofield Jr. also supported the idea of a showdown between Jai Opetaia and David Benavidez, believing it was the logical fight before either man considered moving toward heavyweight. He felt Opetaia had every chance to secure the victory and said the result would ultimately depend on which fighter produced the better performance when the stakes were at their highest.
I think before he would go to heavyweight, I think that would be the fight that needs to be made. I think Jai has a good chance too of possibly winning. I think it just comes down to who shows.
Porter believes David Benavidez is now entering the prime years of his career and possesses every tool needed to become one of boxing's dominant champions. Although Porter admitted Benavidez still needs signature victories over elite opponents, he argued that his aggressive approach and overall skill set make him a genuine threat to champions like Dmitry Bivol, Artur Beterbiev, and Jai Opetaia.
Talent who's now really entering his prime now, and he is scary for any fighter to go up against. He's got to prove it. He's got to prove it against the best fighters in the world now, and they're going to be tougher outs than Gilberto Ramirez, but I'm feeling like he can beat all of them. He could beat Bivol, he could beat Beterbiev, he could beat Opetaia.
Connor Wallace, on the other hand, viewed a fight against Jai Opetaia as a tremendous challenge for David Benavidez, particularly because of the move into a heavier weight class. Wallace acknowledged Benavidez's speed and competitive spirit, but believed Opetaia's natural size and punching power could eventually become the deciding factors, with every clean shot making the contest increasingly difficult.
That Cinco de Mayo is going to be a massive thing for Mexico and stuff, you know what I mean? But I feel like Benavidez beats Ramirez, but it's a massive, massive step up for Benavidez to fight Jai, you know what I mean? Obviously, I feel like it would give Jai a harder fight than Ramirez would, but man, it's a huge jump. It used to be a super middleweight, to light heavyweight, up to cruiserweight. It's not like you're jumping from like super welterweight to middleweight, you know what I mean? It's a huge, 15 kilos, 16 kilos. It's massive. And he's not the leanest or strongest. Yes, he's very fast. Benavidez is very fast, but I feel like
Ellis offered a different viewpoint, explaining that Benavidez would face an entirely new challenge against an opponent capable of matching both his size and physical strength. Ellis stated that such a fight would force Benavidez to rely much more on his technical ability, timing, and ring intelligence instead of simply overwhelming opponents with relentless pressure, making adaptability one of the biggest keys to victory.
That's first of all, y'all the same size. I don't think he's standing there. Yeah, I don't think that pushing the left. You see me on the road. I'm a little fucker. I'm spinning. He just. But when it's the same size, Benavidez gonna have to show his real boxing skills. Because I don't think he just walk him down.
You think the same thing is gonna be with him and Zurdo?
I think he's gonna press him. Punches and bunches, that's what I like. I'm trying to steal some of this shit. Punches and bunches, they add up, bro.
You gotta have great conditioning, man, because he fought 5 inches.
Hell yeah, y'all got one more question for Benavidez, man. Fuck Benavidez. This whole interview is about him. It's about him. I'm afraid with y'all. Hey, what do you think about...
Tim Bradley sided with David Benavidez, predicting he would defeat Jai Opetaia through constant pressure and an exhausting work rate. Bradley believed that if Benavidez successfully closed the distance and transformed the fight into a close-range battle, his non-stop punch output and ability to wear opponents down would become the deciding factor as the championship rounds unfolded.
Oh, I'm a double down. He gonna beat Opetaia. I double down on that one. He gonna beat Opetaia. See, Opetaia got good feet. Yeah, he can box, but he can be drugged into a fight. And if you know anything about David Benavidez, just like he did with Ramirez ass, he's the one of those guys that's gonna test your heart. He gonna test what you have in here. And once he go to Jai's ass and he tests what he has in here, Jai gonna lose his shit. Jai ain't gonna be boxing and moving around. Jai gonna be looking to fight. Jai gonna get tired too. Yeah, because Jai, if you look at the history of Jai Opetaia, he get tired. Yes.
Bradley believed those strengths would ultimately lead Benavidez to victory. Meanwhile, Ade Oladipo praised Jai Opetaia's complete skill set, highlighting his slick footwork, southpaw stance, and explosive movement as major advantages. Although Oladipo acknowledged that Benavidez may have faster hands, he believed Opetaia's movement and ring control would stop either fighter from fully dominating the contest.
Killer as well. He's a killer. And unlike Zerdo, Opetaia has fast hands and fast feet. The Opetaia's hand speed, it's not as fast as Benavidez, but it's respectable. His feet are better than Benavidez's. He's a southpaw. So don't start to, oh, Benavidez runs through Opetaia. No. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Does not run through him at all. That's a fucking fight. And as for my guy...
Jai Opetaia's father spoke respectfully about David Benavidez's ability, but remained convinced that Jai would provide the toughest challenge of Benavidez's entire career. In his opinion, this matchup would determine whether Benavidez truly belongs among boxing's elite by testing him against an opponent capable of matching both his reputation and skill.
Well, but you can't really sort of judge on who he's had in the past, and they haven't been too much. Jai's a completely different beast. So what he can do to them is completely different from what he can do to Jai. So we'll see what happens.
David Benavidez also identified a potential showdown with Dimitri Bivol as one of the biggest fights available in boxing today, making it clear that he would gladly accept the opportunity to face the accomplished champion. The possible matchup continues generating excitement because it would showcase Benavidez's relentless offensive style against Bivol's polished technical brilliance.
He's the only fight I really want, like that I truly want, because he has all the belts. You know what I mean? After I beat Bivol, I'm gonna have, right now I have 8 titles. You know, 3 of them were interim, 3 of them world championships at super middleweight, light heavyweight. Now I got 2 of them at cruiserweight. I really want those belts. You know, I want those accolades. So that's the only...
Dimitri Bivol praised David Benavidez for always pursuing the toughest challenges available, saying elite fighters should consistently chase championship opportunities rather than avoiding dangerous opponents. Bivol explained that this mentality creates meaningful fights and keeps the sport exciting, adding, "I want his belt, I want to defend my belt, and I want to stay active." He also acknowledged Benavidez's confidence and ability, describing him as a fighter determined to test himself against the highest level of competition. Bivol added that Benavidez's willingness to pursue major opponents reflects his desire to prove he belongs among boxing's very best. Benavidez also emphasized that he is prepared to chase the biggest opportunities wherever they come, explaining that he has no issue competing at either light heavyweight or cruiserweight if the right fight becomes available. According to him, facing the strongest opponents matters much more than remaining committed to one specific weight division.
He's a really great fighter, and what he's saying that he wants to fight me and better be if it means that he's a great fighter, he's confident, and he wanna achieve more and more.
Sergio Mora contributed another interesting perspective by reminding everyone that David Benavidez and Dimitri Bivol are already familiar with one another through previous sparring sessions, meaning neither fighter would have many surprises if they eventually met inside the ring. Mora also suggested that defeating Bivol could elevate Benavidez into genuine superstar status and gave him a slight edge, believing his relentless pressure, lightning-fast hands, and punching power could overcome Bivol's exceptional movement and technical precision.